What the Friday? Hey, you what the Friday? It's Friday. 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 Greetings, royal family. Happy Friday. Welcome back to another episode of the WTF show. And WTF stands for What the Friday. Thanks for clicking on the video. If you are new here, welcome, welcome, welcome. If you are a returning royal family member, you already know how this thing goes. All right, royal family, got a couple of hot topics that I strung together for you, that took place this week. So just wanted to bring them to you, share my thoughts, and hopefully you will get down in the comments and share yours. All right, let's get right into it. Power, the prequel. Now, we already know that there is going to be a multitude of spin-offs for the Power franchise, right? But the prequel is Power Book 3, Raising Kanan. So for whatever reason, 50 Cent wants to bring this to screen. So it's being said, this is according to Deadline, and they're pretty accurate, okay? It's being said that Omar Epps is going to be in the prequel. So he allegedly joined the cast. It's being reported by Deadline. He's going to be coming to the series based on the backstory of Kanan, played by 50 Cent. So, of course, 50 Cent will be back on screen. Now, there's no specific details of Epps' role. He is allegedly playing a major figure in the Power spinoff. And I think that this is going to be good. Again, this is according to Deadline. Omar Epps, he's a good actor. I hope he plays a character similar to Q in Juice. Remember that movie? He was so fine. So we don't know. This is a good look. He's a seasoned actor, and we haven't seen, well, no, he's been on a couple of television shows, right? That I haven't really watched recently. But it is good to see him working. If this is true, according to Deadline, I'm here for it. Who he's going to play, I hope it's like a villain-esque character. His characters lately on these TV shows have been pretty squeaky clean. So it'd be nice to see him switch it up, real reminiscent of Juice. You know what I'm saying? Speaking of Power, Sisqo, even Sisqo is interested in joining the Power franchise. So he told 50 Cent that he wants to be in the Power spinoff. So he posted a photo of himself along with 50 Cent. And the caption said, "At 50, I'm available for Power, the spinoff, or maybe the theme song." So I thought that this was funny. And then I said, all right, now this is getting out of hand. Like, we already have to wait for Power Book 2. I think that's coming out in the summer, right? The Story of Ghost. So we already have to wait for Power Book 2. And they're putting out stories about like other spinoffs and prequels. Like, let's calm down, okay? And let's just take it one thing. Like, let's do one thing at a time. Focus on one thing at a time. However, I would like to hear Sisqo singing a theme song, right? Now, I know we ran Trey Songz up out of the big rich town, okay? When they changed for this last season, remember when they changed the theme song? We ran Trey Songz up out of there, and they brought Joe back, okay? The people, we were not having it. I didn't like the new theme song either. Like, Trey Songz' voice is not what we were used to for 5 seasons, and, I'm sure he's a nice guy, but we wanted 50 to bring Joe back, and he did. But imagine Sisqo singing the theme song. I wonder if 50 is going to keep the same theme song. He should. But I would be interested to see what Sisqo would bring. Because, Sisqo. I love the way Sisqo sings. He sings so aggressive and loud and powerful. He going to hit him with a, yeah. Do I have to grab the back of your neck type Sisqo? Are we going to get that? So give him a try. I don't know about acting, but let's see what he'll give as far as vocals if you're going to change the theme song, 50. I mean, if we don't like it, we'll just run him up out of there like we did Trey Songz. No big deal. All right, moving along. Oh, gosh. Every week, these housewives, I put them on here, right? It is what it is. Now, there was an article that was going on around and, people had speculations. Now, we know that Cynthia from Real Housewives of Atlanta is going to be getting married. Her wedding date is scheduled for October of this year. So people were wondering, will NeNe be invited to Cynthia's wedding? And I thought, that's a good question. So as you know, on the recent episode of Real Housewives of Atlanta, NeNe and Cynthia sat down. They ironed out their differences. I guess they came to a resolution. I don't know. It was weird. NeNe walked off. Cynthia, went after her and they talked it out. They both apologized. So it does seem that both ladies are in agreement that everything is all good and they ended their feud. I mean, so it seems. They did apologize to each other, right? So now, does it mean that NeNe is going to be getting an invitation to Cynthia's wedding? So recently, Cynthia opened up to Hollywood Life on whether she intends to invite NeNe to her upcoming wedding. And Cynthia and Mike, again, their wedding is going to be this October. So this is what Cynthia had to say. Honestly, I want to extend an invite to all the ladies on the show. You see how she just danced around that question? I think that regardless of where I am in a relationship with NeNe, I think in her heart, she's happy for me that I found Mike. We're definitely not like we used to be, but I think we're in a good place. I think we're in a cordial, respectful place. I like respectful. I like that. She says, if I walk out of this studio right now and I see her, I will absolutely run up to her and say hello. So I guess on October 10th, which is the wedding date, we will see if NeNe is there. Is that going to be news? Yeah, it is. It's going to be news. But she says she would like to extend an invitation to all of the ladies. She didn't say that she will. Cynthia, you are so shady. But it is her wedding. She has the right to invite or not invite whomever she wants. And NeNe did say, if Cynthia extended an invitation to her, she would go. At this point, why wouldn't you? But who knows? Speaking of NeNe, she was on The Talk earlier this week. She was a guest host on The Talk television show with Sharon Osbourne, Cheryl Underwood. Who else is on there now? I don't even know who's on. It's been so long since I've watched the show. Is Eve still on there? Anyway, so I did see the clip. I didn't watch the entire show, but I saw this particular clip. She was asked about her leaving Housewives, right? And she just basically said that she's kind of on the fence. Now, this is going back and forth, back and forth. Wendy says that NeNe texts her, says that she wants to quit. Kenya says that NeNe is going to be fired. NeNe tweets in a question on Watch What Happens Live. I think it was last week. Asking Kenya to clear up the rumors about her being fired. Andy said, nobody's being fired. No changes are made. Blah, blah, blah. NeNe has gone on Twitter and tweeted, hey, you see, I'm not in this episode. There's an alliance. All this other. So it's just like all this back and forth. And I am convinced, like I said before on one of my videos, I think it was the morning show, that this is being done for ratings. I think that this is really being done for ratings. And it's kind of like, okay, I guess. So anyway, so she's just saying that how she's on the fence and how at the end of every season she sits with her team and they negotiate her contract. They decide what's best for her, blah, blah, blah. So Sharon Osbourne, she interjected. She says, well, I think that nasty girl is jealous of you. Without you, there ain't no show. So you all know the nasty girl that she's referring to is Kenya Moore. NeNe then says, the show is still going on and I have to finish watching the last episodes to make sure that nasty girl is staying in her place and not saying things that she shouldn't be saying. That nasty girl. See, this is why I feel it's time for NeNe to get off the show. Like if Candy, for instance, if Candy Burris was on that panel, I'm sure that they would ask her about housewives gossip and stuff like that. But I know that Candy would go into talking about all her other business ventures. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying. NeNe, she did host E! Tonight, I think the other day. So she's doing a lot of little hosting gigs. That's what I want to see. I want to see NeNe working and not having time to explain these beefs or explain why people are saying X, Y, and Z about her girl. Like, there's so many things that you could be doing. And I just think it's time for her to go. But I know NeNe's ego is not going to allow her to be fired. She wants to be the one to say, I left them, I quit. But it is a steady paycheck. She's getting paid a couple of $1 million per season. So I don't know, NeNe. I don't know. You can't get like a little executive producer credit, like, or something. I just want to see her doing other things. So tell me what you think. This is like the third week in a row that the Housewives, I don't know. It's my guilty pleasure. It is what it is. All right, moving along, y'all. Rapper Royce the 5'9". Hopefully you guys know who that is. He says that therapy is a necessity in the Black hip hop community. Now, I like this. I read this article, it piqued my interest, and I was totally here for this because I'm all about self-improvement. Mental and physical health is important, and there are a lot of resources that are available to people that sometimes they don't take advantage of. No judgment, I'm just saying. So he was opening up about how therapy sessions are helping him grow. So he is going to therapy. So he's putting his money where his mouth is. And he is trying to spread the word to improve other people's lives as well. So he acknowledges that most people, especially in the Black community, have preconceived notions about sitting down and opening up to a therapist. And he wants to remove that stigma because he believes a lot of people have the wrong idea. This was so responsible of him. Royce the 5'9" is a huge name in hip hop, and him being, I guess his maturity, his age, you know. But I like this, using your platform for something like this, you know, because people are going to listen. I know that, for instance, Charlemagne, he's not a rapper, but Charlemagne has a lot of influence. Socially, like with the younger crowd, you know, and he oftentimes talks about him going to therapy. He sometimes asks his guests if they go to therapy. So I like that. I think that is a positive thing, especially when you have a big platform, you know, because going to therapy, there is a stigma that if you go to therapy, you're crazy, or there's something wrong with you, or it's a waste of money. So he's helping extinguish that stigma. So on his new album, The Allegory, right, he has a lead single called Overcomer. So he says, I want to spread the message for people to know it's okay to be themselves. I especially want the new generation of artists to understand it always works out best when they are true to themselves. So he's schooling the new artists out here. He also went on to say that therapy should be mandatory in the music business because artists need help navigating sudden fame. That is a good point. A lot of these artists, they get in the game, they get addicted to the hype. They never seen that much money before. People are telling them this, telling them that. The next thing you know, they end up with drug addiction. They end up very emotionally drained. You know, yeah, they definitely need help managing and navigating their fame. So I agree with that. And as for non-celebrities, he says, he thinks that counseling is seen as an amenity, a luxury for which they either can't or don't want to pay. So the rapper said that he is going to use his platform to change that because we all need to start taking care of each other. I agree. Church. Okay, Royce the 5'9", I like this. Like I said, I like that he is using his platform and his influence to speak out about this. This is definitely something that needs to be addressed more. And as far as him encouraging artists in the hip hop and rap, you know, genre, and in this celebrity limelight space to seek help. You know, you have the money and the resources to do so. There are people who would love to go to therapy and you know, feel that they need therapy of some sort and they can't afford it. So this is a positive message, and I am here for church. Okay, Royce the 5'9". All right. Speaking of needing therapy, LONI Love, right? Okay, everybody's talking about LONI Love. Did she really get Tamar fired? Remember, Tamar went on a social media campaign basically trying to let us know that LONI was the one that had something to do with her getting fired. Now, a lot of people did not believe her. A lot of people didn't care. And a lot of people, LONI got a lot of backlash because of that, because there were people that did believe her. So they recently celebrated their 1000th episode with celebrity guest appearances. They had drinks, they had fan giveaways, and it was this past Monday, if I'm not mistaken. So during the celebration, co-host LONI Love, right, she thanked former co-host Tamar Braxton for her contribution to the show. LONI said, I do want to say something. You know, I want to say to Tamar Braxton, you are still our sister. This is your 1000th episode too. Now, LONI's message to Tamar comes days after the comedian Hype the Comedy Hype, sorry, not comedian, the Comedy Hype, they released an interview of Lonnie's ex-friend and comedian writer. She wrote like some of her material for her, Cookie Hall. So Cookie Hall was basically did a video telling viewers that Lonnie did have Tamar Braxton fired from The Real. And she said that Lonnie told her that she wanted to be, Lonnie allegedly told Cookie Hall, this is what Cookie is saying, Lonnie said that she wanted to be the only ghetto girl on the show. This is what Cookie is saying that Lonnie told her. So this is why she tried to get Tamar fired, because she wanted to be the only ghetto girl on the show. So when Tamar missed a few episodes because she was sick and she was participating on Dancing with the Stars, Lonnie allegedly wrote the network and told the network they no longer need Tamar on the show because the ratings did not change. So Lonnie, she's telling viewers that she doesn't have the power to get Tamar fired. Amanda Seales, as you guys know, she replaced Tamar and she's on this season 6 of The Real. I do like Amanda. And please, Lonnie, just listen. Stop bringing up that girl name. Stop bringing up Tamar's name before she goes on a social media rant. And then this thing just starts all over again. I don't know what your intention was. It did seem like damage control. I'm going to be honest with you. It seemed like damage control. When all of this stuff was going on, Lonnie was on the show. What was she saying? Tamar, you can come and sit down and talk to us. You know, you're still our sister. Blah, blah, blah. Tamar wanted no parts of that. She said, it's all good. You know what? I'm just going to walk away peacefully. I don't have anything to say. Stop bringing this girl name up because you're starting to look a little crazy now. You're really starting to look crazy. I just think that she should just leave the girl alone. Like, her and Tamar are not even friends. So, I don't know. I think Lonnie might be on the chopping block. I'm just saying. And she's trying to make nice with Tamar because she knows she's getting ready to go out the door. So she probably wants to be like, Tamar, I'm so sorry if she did this. I'm so sorry, Tamar. I don't know. Because I think they brought in Amanda Seales to see how obviously ratings are going to be doing. And also to see basically if the viewers like Amanda versus Lonnie. Like, I don't foresee Lonnie staying on the show for that long, like for much longer. You know what I'm saying? Comment below, tell me what you think. But gosh, leave the girl name alone. Celebrate your 1000th episode. Tamar, at this point, Tamar is no longer thinking about you guys, and she's being quiet about the situation. Thank goodness. Now you're about to get this girl all on social media. Hopefully not, Tamar. Just don't even say nothing. I don't know. I just wouldn't have anything to do with Lonnie. You know, I would just be like, you know what? All is forgiven, Lonnie. It's all good, you know? But I ain't never going to be bothered with you again. I mean, like I said, Tamar and Lonnie are not friends. So, ladies and gentlemen, let me know what you think. So, that is all I got for you guys today. This was a short What the Friday video. I hope you guys have a fantabulous and safe weekend. So make sure your notifications are on because Growing Up Hip Hop will be going up. For those of you who are watching the morning show, thank you. The Morning Boogie with me, Royal B, every morning, Monday through Friday, 9:30-ish, between 9:30-ish and 10 o'clock Eastern time. Saturday, tomorrow, I plan on going live, so hopefully your notifications are on. Just keep checking the channel because I know YouTube be acting a little funny. So make sure you get down in the comments, ladies and gentlemen. Let me know what you think about any of these topics that I discussed. We can disagree as long as we disagree respectfully. I greatly appreciate your respect in advance. If you haven't done so, hit the subscribe button. We would love to have you join our Royal Family meetings and discussions. All right, Royal Family. So my weekend has officially started. I am out of here. Until next time, peace.